I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Good morning, everyone. It's January 25th, 2021. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. This video ought to run about 10-15 minutes. It will be for the YouTube channel. You would like to see a more detailed, less watered down version. I will be posting a link in a post here on YouTube to that video on Bitchute. It is unfortunate that I have to do these things, but it is what it is. Now, last week, I did a video about government being a cult. It's kind of strange that this happened, because it just so happened that a couple of people did articles, and CNN did a news segment on deprogramming Trump tards. Well, here's the thing. On my channel, I like to bash right-wingers quite a bit, and the reason for this is very simple. The Democrats, or the leftists, are obvious, blatant authoritarians. There's no need to expose their hypocrisy. They're naked with it. They are blatant with it. So, this is one of the main reasons why. Another reason is because right-wingers or conservatives, they like to invoke the name of Jesus Christ, God. Let me ask you something. To all you Christians out there. You're probably not going to like this question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyway, and I'll probably be called all manner of names as a result of this. However, it must be asked. Putting ourselves in the proverbial shoes of God, right? And looking down upon earth, hearing somebody like George Bush or Donald Trump or any of the rest of them that love to claim God is, they have a relationship with God and His Son. How do you suppose that would make you feel, knowing that these people are anything but godly? Anything but honorable? How do you suppose it would make you feel as God to know that your Son's name is continuously blasphemed in all manner of ways in the churches that claim Donald Trump was there set by God to save this nation? How do you suppose you would feel? How do you suppose you would feel as God, knowing that the churches of this world, the religions, hide among them all manner of pedophilia, demons, literal demons, and pretend to be holier than thou? How do you suppose you might feel as God? Now, I'm here at Zero Hedge, and this particular piece comes from the Strategic Culture Foundation, and it's by Matthew Ehret, something like that, Ehret. And I'm not going to hit the whole article. It is satirical, but it does go to show one thing. It shows just how the right does not believe that they're programmed, which they are. Just the same as the leftist. Again, I don't side with the leftist in any way, shape, or form. It's just that their authoritarianism, their hypocrisy, it's blatant. There's no need to really point it out. Take Joe Biden's latest executive order, or one of them, allowing transgender males to compete with females. I thought Joe Biden was big on women's rights. Yeah, it's fucking blatant, and it's naked. Alright, so on the Bitchute channel, I will be going over this asshole right here. Okay? So, you probably don't want to miss it. You might find it to be amusing. But for the sake of keeping my channel up on YouTube, I cannot use this clip, as CNN will piss, whine, and moan about it. It is what it is. And by the way, for all you Christian Trump supporters, I'd like to point out that he favored another religion an awful lot. But then again, so do you. But I digress. But as many people are aware, CNN recently aired a wonderful interview by former Mooney cult, our Mooney turned cult deprogrammer Steve Hansen, giving advice to Americans wishing to deprogram their MAGA hat wearing loved ones. And now that the age of Trump is coming to an end. For one thing, I used to enjoy my right to free speech. But thanks to the terrible events of January 6, 2021, that left 3 people dead, horned Q supporters doing photo ops for media, pro-Trump rioters led into the Capitol building by guards, and so on, I've come to realize that I was wrong. All wrong. Free speech is actually very dangerous. For a long time, I thought that record numbers of black and Hispanic voters support 2020 meant that Trump was not a racist. But now, I realize these poor folks just suffered from multiracial whiteness. And yes, that has been said on the left. Again, these assholes on the left are blatant and naked with their hypocrisy, with their, their authoritarianism. The truth that I have now come to discover is that free speech has just gone too far. Again, this is a satirical article, okay? This individual believes wholeheartedly that his position as a programmed government supporter is 100% correct. He worships the altar of the state. While probably, I don't know for sure, but many of these conservative right-wingers do, while claiming to be Christian. You see, I would never ever call myself Christian because of the horrific things that take place within the walls of the Christian church. I know, I must be a Satanist, right? Any minute now, some fucking horns are gonna grow out of my head and fire will come from my mouth. This practice of freedom of speech has reached its limits. The Twitter's legal executive, some shit that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, is absolutely right. Social media should do its civic duty to extend its censorship of dangerous thoughts to citizens and political officials outside of the U.S. in order to protect the world from itself. But thank you for protecting us from the world. The old me is long gone, and now all I can say is thank God Joe Biden has found himself in the position of the leader of the free world at this historic moment of change. Let's see here. I said about 15 minutes, so I'll make this more brief. Unlike those cultish, trumping fascists, Biden was courageous enough to proclaim, even before the horrible insurrectionary riots of January 6th, that a new Patriot Act, domestic terror bill, would be needed to purge the republic of dangerous terrorism and the insidious thought crimes which spread doubt in honest elections and distrust in the benevolent political structures leading the Western world. You know, it's funny that these political structures were not a problem when his guy was in office. I find that to be most amusing. Sure, some people think that the 46 deaths and 32 riots caused by Antifa and BLM over the past 6 months might qualify as domestic terrorism. But that's only because they are infected with racist wrongthink and don't realize that these groups were just fighting against fascism and racism. Now, unfortunately for me and you, I have to stop right here because I'll get banned off of YouTube. But I will leave you with this quote. The USA's new edition, or new special envoy to climate change, or on climate, John Kerry captured the excitement of this wonderful moment perfectly when he said, in quotes, "The notion of a reset is more important than ever before. We're at the dawn of an extremely exciting time." Yeah. That excitement will be as a result of all the misery misery, suffering, and death that these statists create. Until next time, kill the state, but live free.